Good morning, second grade. Miss Trotterman here. I'm hoping to start making a video every day or every other day to help you and your parents whenever you're at home learning. Um, so I hope to answer any questions in this, or parents, you can email me anytime. I am going to start like we always start our day. We always come to the carpet with a song, and then we go over our date and our schedule. So today is Thursday, March 19th, 2020. 3-19-20 on your papers. We don't have a schedule right now. I really encourage you students to make a schedule. I know that Lily, my daughter, made her own schedule, what time she wants to do everything like math and reading. I encourage you to do that as well. Just so you know, or the parents know, here's our typical schedule. We'll start with Reader's Workshop, and we do that for 1 hour. And I usually teach a lesson, which I'm going to teach you some of the things we've already learned for reading. I made a little poster with my time. So we usually start with Reader's Workshop. We do that for 1 hour. You usually do math for 1 hour, and then we go to specials. Then we do science and social studies for 30 minutes right before we go to recess and lunch. After recess and lunch, we have specials like art, library, or computer class. And then after that, we have our read aloud. We do calendar time. And then we have our writer's workshop block. And then at the end of the day, we do spelling and word work. So that's kind of our day. I don't think things take as long when you're at home by yourself. So feel free to shorten the time if that makes sense for you. And if you don't know what a block means, you can ask, or you can just do the basic reading, writing, math, handwriting type of thing, which will be totally fine in this situation. So I wanted to come on and do a lesson for you to remind you readers of what really good readers do and what they look like and what we've been learning in class. So I went ahead and remade one of the charts we'd been working on. I'm going to move the camera so you can see it even better. Hopefully this doesn't fall. There we go. So we've been talking about reading series books in our class, and the kids this is a crucial time in reading because second grade readers know how to read the words. They know how to stretch out the words. They get how a book goes, but now they're starting to explore what a bigger book looks like. And if we don't teach them right away how to read those bigger books, they're going to get stuck in boredom mode or get stuck just reading and not thinking about what's happening with the characters at all. So I am giving them some tips on what to do whenever you're reading books in a series or a chapter book. This works for books in a series that have like the same character in each book of the series, like Junie B. Jones or Ivy and Bean or Pinky and Rex. The Julian series, which is one that we've been doing for Read Aloud, has the same characters throughout, so you can compare them. If you're not reading a series book, you can still use these tips to understand the book even better. So these are the things we've already learned. So it says reading series books, and we've learned that series book readers collect information about the main characters. So we learned in our class that you can keep a notebook like this, and you can write about each character, and you could write their name and start gathering information about the characters as you learn about them. Students are encouraged to stop, write it down, and keep reading as they read, or maybe stop at the end of a chapter and go back and reflect and write the information about the main characters. Readers pay attention to how characters respond to problems. So when you pay attention to the problem and how did my character react, you're learning about the character and what kind of person they really are. So we used examples with them from previous books that we had read, but we had also looked at a Frog and Toad book and thought, how did Toad respond to a problem and how did Frog respond to the problem? And we looked at what that said about each one of them as a character. So if you ask your student to remind you of that. Readers notice things that are the same across their books. So if you notice that in every Mercy Watson book, they end the book with eating buttered toast and they all come together, that's the same across the book. Or Eugenia is the same across all the books. She doesn't like Mercy, and she's sort of like the antagonist in the book. So you notice that things stay the same, and that is something that authors of series books want you to notice. So that means you're a really good reader if you notice those things. Readers think about what characters say and do, and that goes along with the first teaching point. You can jot that down. You need to notice what they're saying and what that probably means about them. Like, we don't just want to read the words and move on. We want to think, why are they saying that? What does that mean about them? Readers use what they know to guess what the character will do next. Readers are so good about this in my second grade class. They cannot wait to tell me what they think's about to happen in the book. Sometimes they can't control it and they just have to say it to their partner or even shout it out at the lesson. This is something you should be doing every day. You can also be jotting this down in like a notebook. So saying like, oh, stop right in the middle of that chapter. I think this is going to happen next, because readers are writers and writers are readers. And to make sure you're a really strong reader, you also need to keep that writing up as well. So that's something that I look for, is balance. And then the last teaching point we've talked about is that readers notice what a character's relationships show. So we look at the relationship between a character and another character, and what does that say about them? So for example, in Pinky and Rex's relationship, they have a certain type of relationship where they get each other, and they're so friendly to each other, and they like really encourage each other and really go together really well. But maybe Pinky and Amanda's relationship was a little different, the sister. Or maybe the bully's relationship, what was the bully's name? I think his name was Andy, maybe. I think that might be right. Anyway, the bully and Pinky's relationship was definitely very different. And so you look at those relationships and say, what does that say about the character? So readers, if you are still doing this when you're reading your books at home, this is what good readers do. Now, if you're reading nonfiction books, these don't really apply, but you can still stop and jot down facts you're learning about your nonfiction books in a notebook. I encourage you to stop and jot as much as you can while you're reading, okay? Hopefully this answers some questions from parents about what should we be working on when we're reading at home. This can be something. I encourage the readers to read by themselves for at least 30 minutes, and then maybe another time separately where parents are reading with their kids at this time. It's good to have parents modeling good fluency and interest in books as well. So if you could take that time with them, as I would be reading aloud to them several times, it would be really great for your kids. So other than that, I know there's been a ton of things sent home. I sent a math packet home the first day on email, and then some of you came to Lincoln and I gave you even more packets, and then there was some stuff sent home from the district. You can do whatever you feel like is working for you. I'm not going to say what math you need to be doing. I would probably start with the clocks, and then maybe if this continues on and we're home longer, I'll give you more guidance of what I want you to focus on for each week, so that way we don't lose sight of our learning. So have fun with your families, keep active, make sure you're keeping yourself healthy, and send me pictures and videos back because I need them. I miss you so much, and I want to know how you're doing, okay? So until tomorrow, see you later. I'll hopefully have a new video for you for tomorrow.